That's just what I was thinking.
What?
When you cast out ballast, you ascend. Climb the stairs to adulthood.
You at the movie theater, Leland?
Yeah, I'm trying to see
I'm
what
upstairs right now.
You too.
Alright, y'all, let's do Desmond positivity.
Yeah.
He not that dumb.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck?
I like that.
Bro, let me go, bitch.
Bro, I think get your fucking teeth on my face.
That's
Bro,
good
you must
people.
dead
I
ass
like
nigga,
that.
spot.
I like that.
You breath stink, bro.
What the fuck?
What, Ben? Ben, are you talking about the game, Ben?
Can I have money
Yeah.
for the book fair?
Okay,
Crystal,
man.
hey, Crystal asked for some money for the book fair, Des.
Okay, I support intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she got it. She got it.
Hers either.
So how you gonna send it to her?
Bro.
Or when you gonna give it to her?
When? I'll give it to her now. I'll give it to her now. I'll send it. I'll send it.
Don't be dad. Can I help this?
Alexa, continue with anime instrumentals.
Resuming Amazon Music.
Alexa, pause. Alexa, anime instrumentals.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Okay. Oh, fuck me. Alexa, play some instrumentals.
Here's a mix for you on Amazon Music.
What up, chat? What up, everybody? It's your boy 426 Wolf. Your boy Wolf is in the building. I haven't done a reaction video on eons, so I figured I'd do one right now. And don't mind me, I look like shit. But I wanted to go back and check this shit out. It's top 50 most dangerous toys ever made, and it's not like something crazy or nothing like that. They don't have like machine guns for kids and no shit. But I did find it funny, so I'm gonna try to make it all the way through it. I watched the first like minute and a half, and I immediately turned it off and was like, yo, I'm gonna go back and try to catch this. So without further ado, I'm gonna start this video and we'll see what we can do. This shit's gonna be so stupid.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the toys that had the potential to cause
Already
serious
look
injuries,
dangerous.
and in many cases actually did.
New Moon Shoes. They're like kid power trampolines for your feet.
Number 50, Baby Tumbles Surprise.
Oh,
Introduced in the
jeez,
mid-90s,
those
this
heavy-headed
doll and its
things.
spin-off, Baby Headstand Surprise, had weighted heads that enabled them to do somersaults and headstands.
Yeah.
The problem was that those heads were really heavy. It could be pretty painful if you conked yourself on the noggin with it or dropped it on your toe.
Yo.
And of course, some kids couldn't
My brother
resist
used
using
to
it as a
crack
weapon
us
on
with
their
that.
siblings.
My sister had one. He used to crack us with this thing.
With that heavy cudgel on one end, the doll was basically a mini mace that a child could
Every
swing
time.
around, taking out
My bad, I'm
anything
playing
in their
around with
path.
something.
So much to love.
Number 49, Wakanda Battle Claws. This toy comes
Jeez
with a warning
Louise.
not to slash or jab at anyone while wearing it. However, it's marketed to ages 5 and up, and we don't know too many 5-year-olds who would obey that warning. After all, they are battle claws. What else are you supposed to do with them? These seem like a gouged eye waiting to happen, and they aren't even the only potentially dangerous claws available at your local toy
Yo,
store.
these things
In
were
2009,
horrible. Yeah,
Hasbro
yeah, yeah.
released a new style
Like,
of Wolverine
what are you
claws in
making?
conjunction with
Those aren't
X-Men
too bad, but they were
Origins. And
horrible.
of
The
course,
dinosaur teeth,
Jurassic
though,
World
fucking your
franchise
fingers
has all
up.
kinds of dinosaur claws kids can
Wakanda
terrorize
forever.
people with.
I never got to use
Filmmakers
those.
are
Those are
way
highly
too
advanced
eager to
shit.
put
So,
claws on the hands of small children.
so these motherfuckers right here, these some highly advanced goddamn things. We didn't have fucking Black Panther claws when we were kids to go run around and poke each other's eyes out. I mean, we had like cap guns and shit, but like this, no. And honestly, if it was a thing that was around when I was a kid, which it says 2022. It probably wasn't. But if it was, that shit was probably too expensive. We weren't getting it in the first place.
Number 48, Flubber.
Flubber.
Many versions of this bouncy material have existed over the years,
For real?
but the original was released as a tie-in with 1961's The Absent-Minded Professor and its sequel, Son of Flubber.
What?
Short for flying rubber, the silvery stuff was similar to silly putty, with a
Hold
catch.
on. You
Caused
telling me?
rashes
My
and
bad.
dermatitis. Shortly after
You telling me that Flubber was a remake? That nigga dropped that baby on the ground. You telling me Flubber was a remake? Wait, this nigga dropping the baby on the ground. I'm like, what are you doing? But didn't they make Flubber with Homeboy? God rest his soul. But wow. So this, I guess Flubber, the one we saw, was like a fucking trilogy. Wow.
hit the shelves, the FDA started getting reports of skin irritation linked to the substance. By the time toy maker Hassenfield Brothers pulled it from the shelves, the
Skin
agency had received
irritation.
around 1,600 complaints. They never did confirm whether Flubber itself caused the rashes or if one of its knockoffs was responsible.
Right.
Number 47, Rollerblade Barbie.
Oh, this the one. Hey, Rollerblade Barbie.
Children play with a
Hey,
super
look,
bad
I seen people had this, man. This motherfucker. If this is the one I'm thinking, this is the one that had the lighter in it. It was like, hold on. Where's the light? It was like this. It would do shit like this. Without the fire, it just go. Yeah, like something like that. It just spark. Shit was wild.
But that's exactly what was built into this Barbie skates.
Rollerblade Barbie.
Released in 1991, the flicker
Yeah.
and flash version of the doll created sparks when you rolled her across a surface. And if that surface happened to be made of flammable materials, you can guess what happened. At least one parent even reported that their child's pants caught on fire while playing with Rollerblade Barbie. I don't remember seeing that in the movie. You have to wonder
Imagine
what
playing. Oh my.
Anyone old enough to have had this toy definitely remembers that
Ankle
original.
obliterator.
Also remember
Fuck a
cracking your
scooter.
siblings
It's
in
the
shins,
skip
knocking
it.
over
You could
anything
throw that
wasn't
bitch.
nailed
It hit
down,
you
and
so many
occasionally
times.
tripping and landing face first on concrete.
Look, the skip it. I remember just using it as a wrist weapon, just holding on to it, fucking full blown battle mace. Boy, you thought you was Hawkman with that bitch. You tearing people up.
The ball
The
on
best
the
thing
skip it had to
of
be
it
fairly
all.
heavy in
There's a
order for the
counter
physics to
on
work,
the
which
ball.
meant
Yeah.
that it could do a lot of damage. If you were a Skip It Pro, you could get that thing going pretty darn fast. That meant a lot of bruised ankles, scraped knees, and holes in the drywall. If
Yeah.
you were foolish enough to try it indoors.
Well, let me try that in the house. My mom would have choke
Number
slammed me.
45, Slip and Slide. Introduced in 1961, this backyard water
I-
slide is just a long sheet of plastic attached to a garden hose.
Right. I always said the slip and slide was crazy. We were black. I am still black. We didn't have a slip and slide. What we had was, it don't do that. You had a kitchen and ride. You put soap and water on the floor before you mop it or after you mop it, and you can get going on the floor. That's about all we had. We were not outside on no goddamn slip and slide. We knew damn well. I grew up in Norfolk, okay? Slip and slide meant rocks and cactus. It wasn't no slip and slide. You bugging. Nigga, we getting tore up.
On a hot summer day, there was
On a
nothing
hot
better
summer
than
day.
putting on a bathing suit and blasting down it at full
Putting
speed.
on a bathing
However,
suit.
the slip
Nigga,
and
we ain't
slide
have
was
them.
not safe for adults or teens due to their heavier body weight. There was a strong risk that they would stop abruptly on the slide, leading to major neck injuries. During the years the original slip and slide was on the market, multiple people, mostly adults, broke their necks while using it. Some were left with paralysis, and at least one died. This resulted
nigga
in a
died
number of
using the
lawsuits
slip and
against
slide?
Whammo, the parent company of Whammo.
Whammo!
And now the new Slip and Splash from Whammo.
Number 44, Chicken Limbo. One of the goofier toys on our list. This electronic
Whoa.
fun game was advertised for children ages 4
I
and
don't-
up. It only lasted about
It's
6
always
months on the
party
market before it
time.
was recalled due to injuries. The cheap plastic parts didn't fit together correctly, meaning the thing would collapse if you so much as breathed on it. Considering
But I
the
thought
whole
that's what
point
it
of
was
Limbo is to
for.
keep going until you hit the pole. That meant this toy was constantly falling apart and landing on.
Wait a minute. So, growing up, the Chicken Limbo. One, the song was amazing. Two, I always thought it was supposed to collapse like that. That's why you don't touch it. That's what made the game fun, is because if you touched it, it would collapse. You got to put it back together. They recalled it because it was supposed to be staying together and you're just supposed to be going under it. You're kidding me. Wow, the shit, the more you know. The more you know, dog.
Milton Bradley received numerous reports of injuries. Most were minor, but the more serious ones included a chipped tooth and a broken foot. Following pressure from the Consumer Product Safety Commission, the company recalled the game in February of 2006.
Invite me to your next party, Chicken Limbo.
Number 43, Bird of Paradise Slingshot. This toy from the 60s was so dangerous, it was partly responsible for changing the laws around toy safety in
No
America.
shit. Slingshot to the eyeball?
In
Hey.
1969, the Bird of Paradise Slingshot was one of 8 toys that the National Commission on Product Safety recommended be taken off the shelves. That was because the projectiles that came with it were razor sharp, and you can imagine what kinds of injuries that would cause.
I'm a real good shot. You wanna see?
At the time, toys were only considered dangerous under the law if they were made from hazardous materials. The commission called for stronger safety standards and more rigorous testing. This led Congress to pass the Toy Safety Act in late 1969 and to create the Consumer Product Safety Commission in 1972.
Do you have a slingshot? I'm not sure.
Give it to me.
Number 42, Swing Wing. Imagine a Skip It, but attached to your head. Doesn't sound
What?
like a great idea, does it? Transagram Games introduced the
Swing
Swing Wing in 1965.
Wing? That looks murderous.
By watching this commercial, you can probably imagine the head and neck problems this thing could cause. It was rumored to give children vertigo, spinal issues, and even concussions.
What the fuck? You giving yourself a concussion with
Of
the
course,
swing
there was
ring?
also the risk of whacking another kid in the face if they got too close.
Oh, nah, this nigga was
Doesn't look
killing
really
it.
fun.
Hold
No
on.
wonder this terrible invention was short-lived.
Hold on.
By
Go
watching
back.
this commercial, you can probably imagine the head and
That
neck
nigga
problems this
was-
thing could cause. It was rumored to give children
Homie
vertigo,
was
spinal
going,
issues,
bro.
and even concussions.
Bro's up there with the
There's
hands.
also the risk of whacking another kid in the face if they got too close.
Hey, hey.
Particularly fun to play with. No wonder
I don't
this
like it.
terrible invention was short-lived.
I don't fucking like. Take it off. Send that back to hell where you got it from.
Number 41.
Sock'em boppers. But hold on. Before they even get talking, the Sock'em the Boppers were some of the best toys around. They were the best toys around, bro. Not having them at home and going to the homie's crib and knowing they had Sock'em Boppers. My uncle used to teach me how to box, so when we met with people and they was like, "Hey, you guys want to have fun?" Yeah, sure. Boxing, Sock'em Boppers, Mink Up Maka, Moose Cow, bro. We was out there killing niggas with them Sock'em Boppers, bro. And don't let them go slightly
Also known
flat.
as
You
sock
catching a
boppers,
knuckle.
These inflatable boxing
You
gloves
catching
were
a
first
knuckle.
manufactured in the 1970s and are still available today. Advertised as more fun than a pillow fight.
More
the
fun
idea
than a
was that
pillow
kids would
fight.
Blow them up, put them on, and just start wailing on each other.
This is crazy.
Unfortunately, anyone who's played with them can tell you that they don't provide a perfect cushion for your fist. If you punch someone hard enough, you can do some serious damage. And of course, many kids will purposely try to hit their opponent as hard as they possibly can. It's not hard to find stories online of people who suffered broken noses during childhood soccer bopper fights.
Soccer. I ain't no sucker now. We can get
Number
that
40,
soccer. Oh
hoverboard.
my
No, we're
god.
not talking about the flying boards from Back to the Future. We wish. We're referring to the self-balancing scooters that ambitiously call themselves hoverboards.
Right.
Future with Hovertrax tech that lets you cruise forward, backward, and spin on a dime.
You might think that the biggest risk with these is falling off of them, but it actually gets much worse.
That
The
explosion.
lithium batteries in hoverboards have a tendency to overheat and catch fire or even explode.
But it may not just be sails that are hot, some of the boards maybe too. It's on fire!
They've caused dozens
It's on
of
fire!
around the world, some of which have been deadly. In 2016, federal agencies in the Philippines warned that they'd also received reports of people getting electrocuted while riding them. So, instead of buying one of these hoverboards, you might be better off waiting for someone to invent the real thing. Number 39, Johnny Reb Cannon.
Johnny Reb Cannon?
You know what 9
You know, okay,
don't
so
need to be
when I was a
playing
kid,
with?
I heard that
Actual
people used to
cannon.
have
Remco
these,
introduced the Johnny Red
and I
Cannon in
always thought they was for
1961.
ceremonial
It was
shit.
nearly
These
3
were
feet
kids'
long and came with
toys?
hard plastic balls about the size of a baseball. It could fire
So,
those cannonballs
I was in
from
field
35
artillery
feet, and
when I was in the
although they were
military.
marketed as harmless, they could actually do some damage.
I was in field artillery when I was in the military, and we shot cannons, big ones, and they had these things, little tiny cannons, and I always seen them. I always thought they were I was like, what do they got these little cute cannons for? Maybe we get a couple little, you know, short people. I'm not gonna say their names, but short people, you know, shoot these cannons or something. I didn't know that these were kids' toys. That they put out there because we had all this stuff. Look at the little cannonballs down there with the holes in the bottom. It's wild.
They also weren't easy to aim accurately.
Look at that Confederate
Any
flag.
aspiring Confederate soldier standing in the wrong place was liable to take a nasty hit, and we cannot imagine how painful it would be at point-blank range. Number 38, super elastic bubble plastic.
Super elastic bubble plastic.
I now remember this. This shit was wild.
Released by Whammo in 1970, this toy came with a straw and a tube of soft plastic that could be used to blow bubbles. Usually, toys that include straws pose a choking hazard, but that wasn't the problem with super elastic bubble
Inhaling.
Squeeze it out and blow it up.
The real danger came from the toxic chemicals the plastic was made with, particularly acetone. Breathing in acetone vapor can make a person extremely sick, and young kids were prone to accidentally inhaling through the straw and getting a big dose of it. The toy was banned in Canada and taken off the market in the US in the 1980s. In the 2010s, a new, safer version was released with a straw that you can't inhale through.
Super elastic bubble plastic. It's back and now even better.
Number 37, slap bracelet. What 90s kid
Oh.
didn't have one of these? A teacher
Oh.
in Wisconsin created the slap bracelet, also known as the snap bracelet in
Those things when I was a kid and they popped out and them things were. I was like, oh, where'd she get that? I want one. Yo, I was freaked. Nigga, I wanted one of those.
83, and they were a huge hit.
Why is it called a slap bracelet? Because you just put it on like this.
They were so popular, in fact, that a number of brands stole the idea and started making cheap knockoffs.
With metals.
These versions contained thin strips of metal with sharp edges that could
Yep.
easily wear through the fabric.
And cut you the fuck up.
Second and third grade, and those nifty slap bracelets were the craze.
They were sharp enough to draw blood,
Yep.
meaning that slapping them across your wrist could be a risky proposition. Slap bracelets were banned in many schools and have been the subject of numerous recalls over the years, but there are still plenty of dangerous ones floating around. Number 36, Airstorm Firetech Bow. The first version of this bow was released by
I
Zing in
remember this
2014 and was advertised as suitable for kids ages 8 and up.
With sonic blaze arrows and light up bow. It's an illuminating aerial assault.
Yet even Zing seemed to acknowledge how dangerous they were with the many warnings on the package. Users were advised not to shoot at people or animals and not to play with the bow in complete darkness. Even though they lit up. Craziest of all, kids weren't supposed to draw the bowstring back more than halfway. Why make a toy bow that's unsafe to use at full strength? Zing must have realized how absurd this was because the Firetech bow is now marketed to kids 14 and older, though we doubt teenagers are any more likely to heed those warnings.
Airstore Firetech bow and sonic blaze arrows comes a show from Zing.
Number 35, Vacuform.
Here's what a vacuum can do. Look at the things it'll make for you.
Yet another dangerous toy to come out of the 1960s, the Vacuform involved melting a sheet of thin plastic to create a mold of anything small enough to fit in it. It even came with paints, so that budding young creators could design their own cars, planes, merit badges, and more.
Make keeps and tanks, it's up to you. Another kit for metals, too.
The problem was that the metal plate used to melt the plastic was totally exposed. Anyone who wasn't careful, or maybe just wasn't smart, could put their hand on it. We don't know exactly how hot it got, but the melting point of most plastics is at least 90 degrees Celsius or almost 200 degrees Fahrenheit. That is hot enough to cause third-degree burns in seconds.
Kits and packs come separately wherever toys are sold.
Number 34, Power Wheels Harley Davidson. The manufacturing defect in this toy is the stuff of nightmares.
Whoa.
Shortly after its release in 1999, Fisher-Price had to recall more than 200,000 of the
Why?
motorcycles because the accelerators would get stuck in the on position. That would result in the rider being unable to stop the toy and running into things. In fairness, the mini Harley-Davidson's
loved it.
maximum speed was only 5 miles per hour, but if a parent wasn't paying close attention, their toddler could be blocks away by the time they realized there was a problem. Even worse, it seems Fisher-Price didn't learn its lesson. In 2019, the company had to recall 44,000 Barbie Dream Campers for a similar issue.
The ride-on Power Wheels can continue to run even after the foot pedal is released, posing a potential injury hazard.
Number 33, Kite Tube. We're
Oh,
not gonna
goodness.
lie, these look super fun until you see one of them fly 30 or 40 feet in the air and violently crash back down. In 2006, kite tube manufacturer Wego was forced to take them off the market after users suffered broken necks, punctured lungs, and 2 people died. The issue was that they were pretty much impossible to control.
No
You never
shit.
knew when the kite tube was going to catch a gust of wind, shoot up dozens of feet in the air, or throw the rider off at high speed.
Maybe the rider should be holding on to the thing. And the kite tube should be tied to the
package
boat.
included an absolutely wild warning. Never kite higher than you are willing to fall. Unsurprisingly, Wego has since gone out of business. Number 32, Toothpick Crossbow.
Oh
Heard
my
that
God.
right. A tiny crossbow that fires toothpicks. These little weapons became all the rage in Chinese schools in 2017.
Fidget spinners may be facing the wrath of school administrators, but over in China, it's all about the toothpick crossbow.
Parents, understandably, were not happy about this. The crossbows are powerful enough to pierce a soda can at close range. Kids were also caught using them to shoot nails and needles, making them even more dangerous. It was only a matter of time before someone lost an eye.
Oh yeah, they bugging.
Nothing smells like regret more than the smell of your own BO.
Regret.
No thanks.
Since then, several provinces in China have banned toothpick crossbows, and multiple online retailers, including eBay and Amazon, don't allow them on their platforms. Number 31,
Alexa,
magnetics.
pause.
Powerful magnets in small children can be a deadly combination. This construction set included a variety of colorful pieces and strong ball magnets to connect them together.
Go and stack if you can hang it, take it, hang it, spin it, clang it for.
It was marketed to kids aged 6 and older, and
I
was
know.
probably perfectly safe for that demographic. However, if kids left the magnets lying around where a toddler could get a hold of them,
The company that made the magnetics toys resisted any recall at all for a long period of time.
it was a recipe for disaster. The magnets were so strong that if a child swallowed more than one, they could attract inside their body, causing intestinal perforations. Recalls were issued on magnetics in 2006 and 2007 after multiple children required emergency surgery to remove them, and 1 boy died. Mega Brands was later forced to pay a civil penalty of over $1 million. Number 30, clackers.
Clackers.
Check out this new toy. Clackers.
Sometimes the simplest trinkets are the ones most likely to leave a mark. There isn't
Tear
much
your
to
head up.
clackers. They're 2 balls on a string that the user could smash together as slow or fast as they'd like. While they seem like a good time, they quickly get out of hand. They're hard to control once it gets moving at high speeds, making it easy for someone to hit themselves or others. Taking hard plastic to the
I used
face
to be really good
already
at
doesn't
this.
sound like a good time, and the risk of the spheres shattering upon impact made things even more perilous. They picked up such a bad reputation that the US government had tens of thousands of them destroyed in the 1970s, forever cementing their infamous legacy.
Now, punch it.
Number 29, Splash Off Water Rocket. For years, water-based activities have been the go-to on a hot day. What better way to have fun in the sun than to set off an H2O-powered projectile with your friends?
3, 2, 1, go! That's gone.
What should have led to instant memories instead resulted in an unwanted stress. To get the splash-off water rocket to work, it had to be filled using a classic garden hose. However, when liquid was added, the pressure proved to be too much, causing some of them to completely fall apart. This, of course, led to the possibility of people getting hit and injured. Getting splashed is one thing, but no one wants to spend their summer vacation recovering from being hit with a piece of rocket. Number 28, Darth Maul and Qui-Gon's lightsabers.
Oh God. Talking about the
The
finger
Star Wars
hazards.
franchise has spawned several lines of toys over the decades, allowing kids to play as their favorite heroes and villains from the series. Some of the most popular were the lightsabers, modeled after the ones used by the characters. While many appeared to be innocent, some had more danger lurking beneath the surface. The Darth Maul and Qui-Gon versions seemed to be an instant hit, particularly the former's iconic double-sided weapon. While they were beloved, they didn't last long on the shelves. An internal issue with the batteries shifting and overheating eventually led to them being considered burn hazards. While the negative effects were realistic to the movies, they definitely weren't ideal in a real-life setting.
Your master, Qui-Gon Jinn. I gutted him while you stood helpless and watched. How did that make you feel, Obi-Wan?
Number 27. Belt Buckle Derringer Toy Gun. Fake firearms are one thing, but one that can be hidden in an article of clothing takes things to a whole new level. In the 1950s, Mattel introduced a new phenomenon.
I literally have one of those.
Embedded within a
So it was a belt buckle
the mini
gun.
artillery would pop out and shoot a pellet whenever a small switch was activated, usually while the wearer moved
Where
their
do I
hips.
keep it? Where do I keep it?
They were so realistic that they could shoot several feet, making them a risk to anyone in the
not in there.
vicinity. The fact that it was a cap gun added another precarious layer to the product. While the bullets
I'm
were
telling
not
you,
real, the
I got
friction from
one.
the chamber being activated
goes with
spelled
this
out
somewhere.
disaster, especially considering how close they were
Damn.
to sensitive areas of the body.
You gotta ask yourself the question. Do I feel lucky?
I literally have one of those.
Well, do you, punk?
Number 26, pogo sticks.
Now we're going to play.
Yeah, forget the
Do you
pogo.
want to play with me?
While bouncing from place to place seems ideal for any child, the risks usually outweigh the rewards. Pogo sticks have been one of the most unique items on the market since their inception, as they utilize springs to give users hours of fun and potential pain. Some variations have been taken off the market due to the mechanisms backfiring, causing people to fall mid-use. However, what makes them truly unsafe is how hard they can be to control. Even if someone isn't attempting sick tricks, the stick can easily slip out from underneath them, causing them to fall or even be hit. What's even more dangerous are the stunts some people attempt while using them, with failed ones usually ending up in immediate injury. Number 25. Monster Science Colossal Water Balls. A bouncy ball never hurt anyone, right? Just be careful if they start to mutate.
Consumer reports say there's a potential safety hazard with popular small toy balls and beads that expand dramatically in water.
The Amazing Toys ran into some trouble when they produced colossal water balls.
Orbeez?
Little polymer orbs that expanded in size when combined with a special
Oh no,
growth
these
powder.
were the big
The
orbs.
problem started with the colorful trinkets resembling candy. The toys also ballooned up in any sort of water, something that unfortunately makes up more than 50% of the human body. The fear was that kids would ingest the product and that its growth in diameter would present a serious choking hazard, or if swallowed, cause fatal obstruction in the intestines. Though no direct incidents involving the Monster Science miniatures were reported, occurrences involving similar polymer products prompted a recall of jelly beads, jumbo beads, and magic growing fruity fun toys in 2013.
If nothing had been done, the intestines would have perforated, the child would have had significant infection and sepsis and could have possibly died from it.
It's a helpful reminder that unexpected dangers sometimes come in small packages. Number 24, Super Blast Balls.
Oh, God.
In retrospect, a toy centered around slamming two objects together as hard as possible might not have been the best idea. The concept behind Super Blast Balls was straightforward. People would hit them together, simulating the sound of a cap gun going off. They would then have to hold the small balls in their palms for maximum effect, causing a loud noise and even sparks in the process.
Then we finally get a reaction taking place. We have not only collided, but we have met that minimum activation energy that's required to make that process happen.
The latter posed a burn threat, especially to those who were hitting them with all their strength. Before they were finally investigated and recalled, several people had reported being injured by the tiny ballistics. What could have been a great early lesson in friction ended up teaching more people how to treat singe wounds.
Well, burn for it!
Number 23, yo-yo balls. Some playthings are a mess from top to bottom. even something as small and seemingly inconsequential as this.
Yeah, until you can rack somebody in the head with it.
A yo-yo and a ball combined seems like it should result in hours of fun. Instead, they ended with trips to the hospital. Every component of it posed a threat, from the cord nearly strangling kids to the balls striking them in the head. Even the liquid inside was scrutinized for its potential toxicity and flammability. While there thankfully were not any fatalities, there were far too many close calls. This led to them being recalled, though by the time they were, millions had already been sold across the country. These just go to show that even the smallest objects can have the largest drawbacks. Number 22, Gilbert glass blowing set.
Jeez.
Giving children unfettered access to glass and fire. What could possibly go wrong? The AC Gilbert company was all about releasing products that had some real-world application, whether it be a chemistry set or a glass blowing kit.
Hundreds upon hundreds of glass blowers from around the globe wanted to be right here, right now.
The latter came with several glass tubes, an alcohol lamp, and even a small blowtorch that kids could use to make their own creations. When left unsupervised, these materials had the potential to end in serious injuries and even house fires. Glass blowing isn't the safest hobby even for adults. To do it correctly, you have to bring the temperature up to several hundred degrees. Giving a youngster access to that level of flame, no matter the reason, is just a disaster waiting to happen.
Yes. It's just some of these customers, they get me all...
Number 21, Sky Dancers.
Is that what they were called? Sky Dancers?
Sky Dancer!
I don't remember them being called Sky Dancers.
Who could have thought that such fashionable fairies would bring so much emotional distress? Sky Dancers were the perfect whimsical doll for kids of all ages, with a pull-string activated base that caused each one to fly. Unfortunately, the results were anything but magical. They spun at such high speeds that the flimsily covered foam wings were harming anyone in their path. The injuries were severe and ranged from scratched corneas to broken bones.
Damn.
After nearly 200 reports from consumers, the company had to pay a $400,000 fine and over 10 million toys were recalled across the country. A new generation of Sky Dancers was eventually introduced in the 2000s, this time with softer, more padded wings.
Oh.
You ready?
That's why we got a different
Get set,
one.
here we go. Whoopee! Oh!
Number 20, Polly Pocket. These dolls made a big impression when they first debuted in 1989, despite their modest height of under 1 inch. Imagine an entire apartment shrunk down to fit into a pocket-sized folding dollhouse, styled as a makeup compact. Add the equivalent playsets Mighty Max, and this line of choking hazards had kids in the 90s eating out of the palm of their hand.
Literally.
These toys were already dangerous enough to warrant teaching your kid the Heimlich maneuver, but the Polly Pocket magnetic playsets, with their magnetic clothing, warranted a full recall in 2006. These dolls were too large to swallow, but the small magnets often fell out, wreaking life-threatening havoc on digestive systems if multiple were ingested. Number 19, inflatable baby floats.
Ottery turns bath time into moments of fun, exploration, and learning.
There's nothing scarier than a potentially lethal baby product. Parents always need to be extra careful with infants around water, but you can understand how one might let their guard down when placing a child in an inflatable device specifically designed for that purpose. Sadly, a number of baby flotation products have ripped, resulting in the child sinking or being smothered. In 2009, some 4 million units, consisting of various models of the Aqua Leisure baby floats, were recalled after 31 incidences of seat strap ripping occurred, allowing the baby to fall into the water. In 2015, Otteroo floats were recalled after some 50 cases of deflation were reported. Thankfully, neither specific case resulted in death. Number 18, children's wood burning kits.
Jeez,
if the word burning is in the name of your product, maybe don't market it to kids. Admittedly, the various companies manufacturing this product have always targeted the outdoorsy, do-it-yourself, Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts of America kind of kid.
That's probably
They're the types
why I
who
always
generally
wanted it.
don't need their toys bubble wrapped.
First outing is right now. I will be teaching you to dig a proper trench. Does that sound like something you want to do?
Yes, sir.
This will be no fun at all.
Sets from the 1950s were notorious for burns and for trusting in the fact that kids would learn responsibility. Modern kits, like those made by educational toy companies like TS Shore and NSI, are more safety-minded. But no amount of safety recommendations can mitigate the potential for burns, or worse, fires. If it can burn a pattern into wood, it can burn plenty of other stuff too.
If you guys ever have kids, and one of them, when he's 8 years old, accidentally sets fire to the living room rug, go easy on them. Okay.
Number 17, creepy crawlers. It might not exactly be playing with fire, but this creation station still involves high temperatures, and in early models,
Yeah, it was just a
toxic
light bulb.
fumes. Mattel first began producing creepy crawlers in 1964. Sets included die-cast creature molds, a liquid chemical that kids poured into the mold, and a small oven or hot plate to heat the plastigoop into hardened rubbery shapes.
Was that not edible?
Creepy crawlers got a lot safer in the 1990s, but the early versions consisted of an open-face hot plate that rose
Yeah.
to 390 degrees Fahrenheit.
Holy shit.
It might not be liquid magma, but that's still blisteringly hot, especially if you touch the creature before it solidified. Although marketed as non-toxic at the time, that was before we knew the dangers of PVC fumes. Number 16, Austin Magic Pistol.
Yeah, this is wild.
Doesn't it suck that all the most dangerous toys are also the coolest? This toy gun actually uses combustion. Flames shoot out of it. It's made of metal and totally looks like a ray gun from early sci-fi. While the Austin Magic Pistol might make for a wicked awesome vintage toy when you're in your 20s or older, this circa 1950s toy gun is absurdly dangerous. Its magic crystals are composed of a mixture of calcium carbide and water, which, with a little help from the sparking trigger, combusts violently. Even in the wild and crazy 50s, it quickly became apparent that this was no toy, resulting in a number of bans. Number 15, Science Whiz Bottle Rocket Party.
The big one.
Listed in the top 10 unsafe toys of 2014 list from parental safety group Watch, this kit gives children everything they need to have a bottle rocket party. It includes the rockets themselves, stoppers, and fun caution tape so you feel like you're at a real rocket launch.
Rockets explode!
What the kit does not include are the safety goggles they recommend on the packaging. The baking soda and vinegar-propelled rockets are not going to explode, but the projectiles still present a significant risk of eye or facial injury.
Pretty easy, right?
The kit is labeled 8 and up, but you'd be hard-pressed to find any 8-year-old that's going to wait until they can track down safety goggles before playing with something this cool. Number 14, Easy Bake Oven.
Easy
The Little Lady
Bake
Empire stove with
Oven.
its metal frame and up to
Motherfucker,
600 degrees of heat.
I was cooking all
might
kind
have
of
been the more
shit in there.
deadly children's stove, but the
Hey
Easy
sis,
Bake
let me
Oven
borrow that
has
little
had a much
Easy
more
Bake.
significant impact since Kenner launched the product in 1963.
Slide 'em in, slide 'em in, let 'em bake now. Slide 'em in, slide 'em out. Easy bake. Wow!
Over 25 million units have been sold since, meaning that the average kid likely interacted with one at some point. Most of the 11 models have been totally safe, but 1 or 2 got the recipe wrong. The 2006 version was recalled after 29 reports surfaced of kids getting their fingers caught in the front-loading oven door. Despite the recall, another 249 incidents were reported, one of which ended with a little girl needing a partial finger amputation. Number 13, Stats 38 Quick Folding Trampoline. Anything that goes
had
up
those.
must come down, and the higher you launch a child into the air, the greater the risk for injury.
Community's
This
just great.
specific trampoline might be mini, but it packs a huge risk factor. Marketed to children 6 and up, it has some serious bounce to it. No safety, no padded handlebar.
Turned out to be too dangerous.
The likelihood of your child losing control and flying into furniture is high. On the packaging, you find the following warning. Landing on the head or neck can cause serious injury, paralysis, or death.
That's any trampoline.
If, as a manufacturer, you feel the need to put that on a product you're selling to 6-year-olds, you might have missed the point of age restrictions. Number 12, Mini Hammock. Inflatable baby
I
boats
also
might
wanted
be
one of
prone
these
to
bitches.
malfunction, but mini hammocks seem as if they were designed specifically to endanger young children. Made from a fine nylon mesh and lacking any sort of spreader bar, these child-sized hammocks were prone to entangling their young users. Most often, this would occur when the child was attempting to get in or out of the hammock. In 1996, the Consumer Product Safety Commission issued a recall and safety warning on 10 different mini hammock brands and models. Most notably, the Easy Sales hammock brand, deemed unsafe for use due to a lack of spreader bar.
Yeah, it
Between
crushes you.
1984 and 1995, there were 12 separate cases of kids becoming trapped in the hammock and dying from asphyxiation. Number 11, Aquadots.
The magical dots you create, spray, and play.
Aquadots are small, colorful balls that you arrange into patterns or images.
Telling me
Spray the
kids was
design with
just
water, and they
suffocating?
solidify together into a single piece of art to show off to mom or dad. But as
I'ma
we
make it,
learned,
y'all.
anything
I'll
a
make
kid
it.
can swallow,
10 minutes
they
left.
will swallow. These small toy beads, when ingested, caused vomiting, respiratory failure, seizures, and comas. Why? Aquadots contained a compound that, when consumed, breaks down into GHB, also known as liquid ecstasy. The product was pulled from
I'm sorry. Did you just tell me Aquadots was liquid ecstasy and I wanted these when I was a kid real bad?
after 3 separate toddlers fell into comas. The parents of one toddler, who suffered permanent brain damage, won their court case against the manufacturers, distributors, and toy designers, each company being assigned partial blame for the tragedy.
You'll also get 150 Aqua Glow Dots.
Number 10, Hannah Montana Popstar Card Game. Before she became the pop star we all know and love today, Miley Cyrus was America's sweetheart and role model Hannah Montana. Little girls around the world wanted anything and everything with her name on it, including this awesome card game.
With your set of Hannah Montana cards, never been opened.
My sister
Parents
had this.
trusted that smiling face, making it a huge surprise that the carrying case contained over 75 times the level of lead legally permitted in consumer goods. Hannah Montana, slowly poisoning children? Even scarier, the card game avoided a recall thanks to a legal loophole, since the lead was found in its vinyl and not its paint, meaning it stayed on shelves and in the hands of kids. Number 9, Cabbage Patch Snack Time Kids. Step aside, hungry hippos. Here comes the Cannibal Cabbage Patch Kids.
Hannah Montana out here
Snack
giving
Time
out
dolls
lay it.
were a must-have gift for Christmas 1996. They could bite and swallow plastic food. In the eyes of children, they were as good as human pets, but with no mess on the other end. Unfortunately, the dolls couldn't differentiate between plastic food, fingers, and ponytails. Over 100 reports were filed claiming the jaws clamped down on fingers and hair, slowly pulling them in. In one case, a girl's hair was allegedly ripped down to the scalp. Mattel offered a $40 refund and took these little monsters off the shelves. Number 8, Sky Rangers Park Flyer Radio-Controlled Airplane.
Ripped a bitch balls, sis. Got her ass. Yeah.
Let's be honest. Remote control planes are dangerous even when functioning properly. There's always a risk of them crashing into a window, car, or innocent bystander. Forget with great power. With remote control airplanes comes great responsibility.
This plane has a good amount of power. You can launch it at half or 3/4 throttle, and it takes off and flies with no trouble.
Well, apparently no one told Estes Cox Corp, the makers of the Sky Rangers, who upped the ante by releasing a toy airplane that was prone to spontaneously combusting during takeoff, mid-flight, and while landing. Anytime, really. And did we mention that you have to throw the plane on takeoff?
Its breakaway design prevents you from breaking the prop or bending the motor shaft.
Burns, temporary hearing loss, wounded eyes, facial lacerations, and a mandatory recall ensued.
When you're ready to have fun, make sure you take along today's best in fast, easy RC flying.
Number 7, Zulu Blowing Game. When it comes to toys, the phrase choking hazard holds the title as the biggest buzzword in child safety. But toys from the 1930s through to the 1960s seem like they were designed to weed out and
I had
kill
one of these
all but
too.
the smartest kids before they reached adulthood. The Zulu blowgun from the Zulu Blowing Game was no exception. These toys essentially streamlined asphyxiation. A number of versions were sold between 1920 and 1960, but they
Fucking
all consisted
crazy.
of
We
a
used to
long straw
we
and
used to
small,
use
sharp
this.
darts. Put a dart in the straw, inhale, put it to your lips, and blow. Hey, you guessed it. Tons of kids got that order wrong and inhaled the darts. Ouch. Number 6. Battlestar Galactica Colonial Viper. Remember a simpler time when companies didn't have to cover their products in warnings? The people at Mattel sure do. In the late 70s, there were 3 reported cases of children accidentally shooting themselves in the face with the spring-loaded missile of the Colonial Viper, inhaling or swallowing the missile and choking.
Reset catapult.
I need to know how many died.
Fighters on target.
One of these incidents sadly resulted in the death of a 4-year-old child. Following a recall,
That's
Mattel
wild.
began to place choking hazard stickers on all of their toys with small parts, a precaution that would go on to become mandatory for all toy manufacturers.
I find your reasoning logical.
Number 5. CSI Crime Scene Investigation Fingerprint Examination Kit.
Oh god. I wanted this so bad too.
Before we get into what makes this toy dangerous, let's just acknowledge the fact that toys for children should have never been made based on the CSI television franchise, considering the grisly subject matter.
Looks like the planet Krypton.
Kids should not be fans of this series, period. Turns out this toy set was not only inappropriate, but also poisonous. The powder used for fingerprinting was proven to contain asbestos, which, when inhaled, can cause deadly respiratory
I'm so happy I
issues
didn't get
and
one of these.
even cancer later on in life. This resulted in a class action lawsuit against CBS, the network that licensed the toy. In the wake of the public relations nightmare, the manufacturer Planet Toys filed for bankruptcy.
This is an outrage. I demand an investigation.
Number 4. Moon Shoes.
Nothing compares to new Nickelodeon moon shoes.
Nah, I need these.
You don't know what you're missing until you've tried sponge shoes.
Swings, trampolines. It seems like childhood is all about trying to launch your body as high as possible.
No shit.
The first generation of moon shoes was released in the 1950s, made of a type of metal, and used springs to help you reach the stars. They were also incredibly heavy, resulting in a lot of property damage when kids landed on household items, and injuries when kids botched a landing, rolled an ankle, or broke mom and dad's toes. Nickelodeon released a much safer plastic version in the 90s, but sprained and broken ankles continued, minus the fun. Number 3. Gilbert U-238 Atomic Energy Laboratory.
This year at Gilbert, we present the finest toy line in our history. This is our story.
Between 1910 and 1950, the A.C. Gilbert Company was a big name in toys. Their 1913 Erector set was one of the best-selling toys the world had ever seen, and over the next 40 years, the company continued to put out a wide variety of scientific playsets that were quite dangerous by modern standards.
Gilbert has made this exciting science available in
Because it gave you real
easy to
stuff.
understand form.
The chemistry set taught young kids to make explosives. The glass-blowing kit involved temperatures close to 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. But the Atomic Energy Lab wins for the most absurd, with multiple kinds of uranium, a Geiger counter to measure radioactivity, and a cloud chamber to observe alpha particles in action.
Russell, don't touch that. It could...
Alpha particles in action. They were just handing these shits out.
It could be radioactive or something.
Number 2. Toy guns, including BB guns. Guns. It doesn't matter if kids are raised by registered NRA members or in
I got a couple
strictly
toy guns.
anti-gun households. They love playing with toy guns.
I keep saying that and then looking for them.
And not being able
Maybe
to
it's
find
the
them.
speed of the projectiles, the loud noises, the influence of popular TV characters,
Oh
or all
no.
of the above.
Well, we know why girls
BB
had
and
that.
airsoft guns can take an eye out. Paintballs leave a serious bruise, and cap guns often lead to burns. There are over 200 incidents of toy guns being mistaken for real firearms per year in the States.
What does it look like to you?
While many toy guns are not inherently dangerous, they often look like the real deal and can lead to serious injury or death. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and
Alright,
switch
y'all.
on notifications. Number 1, lawn darts.
When we were kids, there weren't
Oh, God.
because we had toys that would kill you. Remember lawn darts?
A cross between horseshoes and darts, these oversized projectiles have plastic fins and big, rounded, weighted metal or sometimes plastic tips that ensure they fly true and land point first. Simple outdoor fun for the whole family. Until somebody gets seriously or fatally wounded by a stray dart.
Yep.
Also known as jarts or yard darts, they were popular in the 1950s, but were later banned because of injuries. The ban was lifted in the 1970s under the condition that they never be marketed to kids. When a 7-year-old girl was killed by one, it proved that the regulation couldn't keep them out of the hands of kids, so this led to a strict ban in the United States. Which of these toys do you think would be worth the risk?
Hey, chat, let me know. The lawn darts actually surprised me. I didn't know they were gonna end off with that. Honestly, of all the most dangerous ones, I'm gonna say I'm gonna pick a top 3. Let me know in the chat too. I'm gonna pick a top 3. I'm gonna say he said liquid ecstasy, the good old days. Yo. Yeah. Liquid ecstasy. There you go. Like I said, I dead ass wanted some of that back in the day, so it's wild that it never came to fruition. But if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. And if you want to check out more videos, I have a Twitch, same channel, 426 Wolf. I am tired. It is your boy Wolf. I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream. Thank you for watching. You guys have been 100% awesome. I appreciate it.